Ready? Okay. All right, we are here today from the Leadership Blend Media Company. As usual, I'm your guy, Ricardo Rice. Just for Mrs. Whitley's sake, I have a live podcast, a television show, a magazine, all based on leadership. So it's called the Leadership Blend Media Company. So I am so honored to have you and just honored to have this moment. But I'm not going to take up your time because, you're busy and you're famous, and we like that. We like those kinds of things. So, all right. So my first question is, I heard you say in an interview that I was watching earlier about not letting Hollywood steal your womb. And I thought that was so profound. I was like, wow, I've never heard that. And I know you're probably just meeting Dr. Felicia Phillips, but I've had her on my show a couple of times, and she's been talking about that lately, about this notion of we say balance for women, the kids, the husband, the career. And she was saying there is no real balance. You just have to find that space and create that space. So when you made that statement about not letting Hollywood steal your womb, I was blown away by it. So can you expound upon that for the people that are listening and watching for me?
Yes, yes. We were just talking about that when I first got here. I was in an acting class, and the first thing the teacher said, it was two Black men, Reed McCants and Junie Smith, and they said, "Don't let Hollywood steal your womb." I was like, what in the world are they talking about? And they told us that every class. And because, 20 years ago, it wasn't a thing to be pregnant. You see people pregnant on television. The producers, you would get in trouble until I forgot what actress sued the studio. And I believe that stopped everything, because if you get pregnant, you can lose your job. You won't work. So a lot of women were afraid and wouldn't, and they would just do their career until it's too late. The womb is only fresh for so long. And so
I've heard that.
Yeah, it ain't gonna percolate, ain't nothing coming out of that thing. So you got a little window of time. And what happens, you get wrapped up in your career, you forget about the rest of your life because it's at that time. Our life is huge, as an expansion for years. Our career is only a part of our life. That's important. But at 20s and 30s, you don't really think about, family and children. You're trying to make it. I'm gonna make a name for myself. I'm gonna do this and that. But it is a work-life balance. And if women start thinking about that early and saying, I do want to have children by the time I'm 30 or whatever, no matter what happens, you can't plan stuff. You have to say, if that's what you want. If you don't want kids, it's fine. It's fine. Then you can go on and be happy about it, but don't get bitter later in life and say, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. And that's what happens, especially with Hollywood and back in the day. Now women, it's easier for them to work and be pregnant.
All right. So that kind of segues us to Raising Whitley, because I read the backstory on how that came about, and so on and so forth. So how did that work out for you? Because, apparently you were a mentor to the young lady. She leaves the child, and then you are left to raise the child. How did that work out for you, especially at that place in your career? Like, did that change everything? Was that something you had wanted to do, to have children?
I did want to have children, but you usually need another part, like a man. So that other half goes around. Now, if I could have had a baby by my damn self, I'd have had it. But trying to trick a dude was difficult. But
why you gotta trick him though? Why you gotta trick him though?
Cause asking y'all, it takes too much. I got to hear what you gotta say and all this. I don't nobody want to hear all that. I said I want to have a baby. It really ain't got nothing to do with you. Could I just have some of your seed? Thank you. Because I can't do it by myself.
They don't respond too nicely to that. I don't think they respond too nicely to that.
Right, they don't. So therefore, I knew the girl. She left Joshua at the hospital. Was like, I'm out, and left my name and number. And they called me, and I was like, what? I said, ha, that's funny. I hung up on the lady, and they called back. And them social workers don't be nice. She was like, this is not a joke. This ain't no jokey joke. She was like, you better come get this baby or we putting it in the system. The system sound horrible.
Oh, wow.
I was like, excuse me? And, you know, my mom and dad were there and I prayed on. My mother was like, look, you 99.9 years old and I don't see no man knocking on none of these doors.
That's terrible.
Yeah, she was like, you got one egg left and I think that sucker got COVID. So
That's terrible. Wow, great support. Great support.
Great
Support.
What can I say? Great support. So she convinced me and they brought the baby and he running around here now. He almost 10 years old.
How old is he now?
Almost 10. He'll be 10 in January.
Wow.
The love of my life. God knows what he's doing. You just got to let go and let God. Changed my life for the better. It gave me a TV show, Raising Whitley. I wasn't doing nothing. And just made me a better human being. Like I got a big old house now. Like I was comfortable in my little house with no grass. Honey, I was living next to the alley. I was like, this is just fine to me. A few gunshots. So what? I hear a little gunshot. Oh, somebody got stabbed in the alley. We all right.
Okay.
Yeah. So it made me grow up. So I got a house. So, you know, with some grass.
Okay.
So, yeah, it changed my life.
All right. So let me ask you about this. I don't want to say underrepresentation, but this whole Black female comedian undervaluement. And I think it came to the forefront with Monique and Netflix. As a comedian who's been around for a minute, what is your take on that? Do you feel like it's still a thing that you guys are dealing with, especially younger comics coming up, about being kind of undervalued and the ideology that only a couple of y'all can exist in this one space as African American females? Or do you think that the embodiment of it has gotten better, that it's a lot more acceptable, a lot more opportunities, things of that magnitude?
Well, I think it's gotten better in the last 5 years. And unfortunately, Monique had to be the sacrificial lamb. She probably would cuss me out for saying that, but she spoke out. She shook it up. You know, maybe that's her cross to bear, you know, for others and for people that come behind us, because it's not fair. If you look at like Amy Schumer gets and probably Wanda Sykes, I think it's different. It's still not, and even what men get and what women get, white or Black, it's not fair. I think it's getting better. But I definitely think when Monique spoke out and spoke against Netflix, it opened some eyes. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say this is my last question because I know I'm gonna get that text in a few minutes. So I'm gonna get that text. Leslie, don't play. So I'm gonna get that text in a few minutes. Okay. So my last question is: as an actress who has done reality TV and actually done actress work as an authentic actress, do you believe that doing reality TV can be a conduit to become a successful actress on the levels of Cicely Tyson, Angela Bassett, or is it just I mean, I know that's a lot more work. That's a lot more work, but you know, can it be more than just 15 minutes of fame if it's done right? I'm asking you because you've done both, so you've experienced both worlds. Or is it just that?
No, you know, it depends on the person. I think Nene Leakes was able to transition. She had a couple shows and she was on Glee. I think she was able to transition from reality to acting. It takes a special kind of person. Now, I don't think on the level of Cicely Tyson or Angela Bassett, hell, I can't get on that level. The years of training, you know, I know Angela went to Yale, and that school right there gets you ready. So you can if you have natural talent, but I definitely don't think everyone can do that. So it can happen. And I think because reality TV is nothing but improv, and we all do improv acting, even though it's real, you acting.
Okay, so I'll be remiss if I don't ask you what you're doing currently. Like, is there anything that you're working on currently that we should be on the lookout for? A book or some memoirs that you wrote? Or
I
something?
have a book. I have a
thing?
book. Boom, The Delusion of Cinderella. I have it. I wrote it last year. This is a novel. It ain't for the weak at heart. You can get it on Amazon or wherever. But that's that part. But you know, I am on Netflix on a new movie called QB Halloween, a Halloween movie. My Young and Hungry is still running on Netflix. I'm working on a show for HBO Max right now called Made for Love. It should be out next year with Ray Romano. Very excited about that.
Oh, good. All right, good deal.
So
good
make
deal.
sure you check that out. I'm very excited about that role. And Still 20s with Lena Waithe, her show on BET. And then everybody can follow me on social media across the board. Kym, Kym Whitley, Whitley.
Yeah, so when you see the Leadership Blend follow you, that's me. It'll probably be accompanied by a message because, you know, I want to have you actually on the show to actually get a good long interview so we can really get into some stuff.
Yeah, long as you ain't in the hot tub, because that's what you're about to get in with your sweater on. I dare you to stand up. You probably got swimming trunks or nothing on right now.
First of all, you're not going to set me up like that. That's first and foremost. You're not going to set me up like that. But if you must know, there's interesting bottoms.
Yeah, I know. You all sweatered up on the top. That's hilarious. Got on Christmas pants on the bottom.
You was not supposed to ask me that. I'm supposed to be asking you questions. That's first and foremost. You're not supposed to be asking me them questions.
Oh, I'm raggedy the whole way, up and down, raggedy.
No, your backdrop is like giving me like living single vibes. Like I'm just like, what is this? It's like this homegirl vibe in the background. Like I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. I'm about to get me one when I get back to the big A. When I get back to the big A.
Absolutely.
All right. Since I ain't get no text, anything you want to leave for people? Anything you want? Any nuggets you want to leave for the women that are aspiring, that may be comedians or just want to be actors? Any nuggets you want to leave for the people that are listening? Right, and they go to text, right? They go to text.
Yeah, I guess, you know, my message today has been be fearless. You know, I think this country was fearless. They went out and voted like they've never voted before. So in your career and in your walk in life, be fearless. Just do it. You can't die. Just do it. When you get on the other side of it, you will feel much better.
All right. True words have never been spoken. So this is the amazing interview with Miss Kym Whitley. I am so honored, my queen. I am so honored for you taking out a minute to sit down with me on the Leadership Blend Media Company. And like I said, I'll probably be reaching out to you on the slide later on, try to get you on the show so we can do some real chatting and talking. And
thank you, Ricardo.
And I'm good.
Oh, hot tub God. Okay.
I'm never gonna live that down. It's fine. I'll be the hot tub guy. I'm never gonna live that down. This is cool. I'm good with it. All right, Leslie, it's all you. If she let me see. Leslie.